Welcome to BALLUFF Australia. Today we're going to talk about the smart level capacitive sensor. This is a patented technology from BALLUFF, and to show you the properties of a smart level, I'm going to take a standard capacitive sensor, a smart level capacitive sensor and a couple of bottles of water, one with foam in and a wet tissue. Capacitive sensors side by side. This one's the standard capacitive sensor and this one's the smart level capacitive sensor. A capacitive sensor will pick up almost any item measuring the capacitance. So in this case you can see that the standard one here is actually switched picking up the desk here, and you can see that the little orange LED switches when the capacitive sensor switches, and if I show you the smart level there, switching on and off. Okay, so the way that we would usually look to detect a level, if I take this water here in a glass bottle, we will show the sensor to the target. In this case we can see the glass bottle, and we just detune the sensor a little so that we can no longer see the bottle, then we can see the liquid. And that, in most cases, that works very reliably. Where we sometimes get a problem is when we have foam on a liquid. So what I've got here is just some washing up liquid in another glass bottle. You can see here that we can see the liquid level, but then when we go up to the foam, we can also see the foam. So that's a problem for us. Now if we take our smart level sensor, because it has a compensation built into the sensor, you can see here that we can see the liquid, we don't see the glass. And when we go to the foam, give it another shake, we can see the liquid, but we don't see the foam. Liquid. So you can see there that from the properties of the smart level sensor, we compensate for any foaming in the liquid that we're detecting. The next thing is that sometimes we have problems with residue on sensors. So sometimes you will have some liquid level that you're detecting, and because you get some residue that the liquid you're detecting sticks to the inside of the tank, that you will get false triggering on that. So the way to deal with that is to go in and try to tune that out. So it takes a little bit more messing about. So I'll just show you the example with the water, and one of them is just wet tissue here. So if we put the wet tissue around here, the example with the standard sensor, so here we're switching on the liquid. On the bottle we don't switch, but when we put the wet tissue around here to represent some residue, and we switch again. So we would have to go in and try to detune this. So it takes a little bit of messing about. So now we're not seeing that, but now we have the danger that we also don't see the liquid. So where we get this residue, it starts to cause a little problem. So even though where I've retuned it, we're still seeing the residue, the wet tissue, from time to time. If we compare that with a smart level sensor, where here we have the liquid, no liquid, we put the wet tissue around here, and you can see that we don't pick up on that residue at all. Still see the liquid level, but not the wet tissue with the residue. And even if I drape the wet tissue across the front of the sensor, we don't see it. I can even take the water and trickle this across the sensor face. There's no false switching. So that's the smart level sensor and the capacitive standard sensor from BALLUFF. Just the sensor to tune and detune. With this particular sensor, there's just a small potentiometer. I just turn that clockwise to increase the sensitivity, anti-clockwise to decrease the sensitivity. With other sensors, there's also the option of a push button or a remote teach facility.